You're watching Southern New England's trusted news source, ABC6. Good evening, Southern New England. I'm Tiffany Murphy. Merry Christmas Eve to you and your family. It has been an incredibly frigid day around Southern New England. In fact, meteorologist Kelly Bates says some parts of Rhode Island may even see a white Christmas.
As far as Christmas Eve days go, this certainly was a cold one. We started with a temperature of 8 degrees and we topped out at 17. Our averages for this date, 26 on the low end with 41 on the upper end. As cold as it was, not record low temperature territory. The record low for today from 1975. And that was 4 degrees below zero. So cold, but it could have been colder. Hey, when Santa arrives tonight at 11 o'clock, that's the estimated arrival time in Southern New England for Santa by our friends at NORAD. We're expecting Santa to encounter a temp of about 13 degrees, but skies will be clear, so his landing should be a little bit safe, just cold, and of course Santa knows when to pack on the extra layers. Satellite radar this evening still showing some ocean effect snow showers, basically from just east of Block Island right across the vineyard. And yes, we are expecting some of Southern New England to actually have a white Christmas. Along the immediate coastline where we've seen that ocean-generated snow machine go all day, and also out to Block Island, estimated 3 to 5 inches there, and out on the vineyard we could see up to 8 inches of snow. So here's your Christmas Day preview. As you empty your stockings, and we are looking for temperatures on Christmas Day to top out near 28 with mostly sunny skies. As a result, it will be warmer. So yeah, we do have a milder day to look forward to for your Christmas Day, and that's actually part of our new trend. Sky-wise, plenty of sunshine through the day on Christmas Day. Chance of seeing those ocean effect snows generate once again along the immediate south coast in the morning, but that should abate once we get to the afternoon, and most of the region actually will see it as a sunny to mostly sunny Christmas Day. So for tonight, clear, breezy, cold, wind chill in the morning, could be as cold as 5 degrees below zero if we happen to get those wind gusts of 25 miles per hour. Our forecast for tomorrow, sunny, breezy, and cold with a high of 29. And of course, with any breezes, it will be feeling even colder. Here's our extended forecast. It's going to be dry for pretty much the whole stretch. We have a warm front that will be coming through midweek, and that's going to make a huge difference for us in terms of temperature. Swinging the temperature gauge the other way. We're going to go from this very much below average temperature trend to a really pleasant above average temperature trend, just in time to finish the week and head into next weekend.
Well, freezing cold temperatures not shaking the holiday spirit off the folks here at the Garden City Center who got their holiday shopping done at the very last minute, even if it meant they had to be a little more bundled up than they wanted to be.
It's very cold, very windy.
Cold for sure, yeah. It's not great.
Shoppers braving the elements this Christmas Eve to get their last minute shopping done just in time.
The faster you walk, the faster you get it done.
With a high temperature of 17 degrees Saturday and the wind chill making it feel close to zero for most of the day, the Garden City Center not as busy as most would expect as shoppers try to find last-minute gifts for family and friends. But for those that did bundle up for the cold, the smaller turnout, a pleasant surprise.
No one's out.
It's cold and nobody's out here.
And no one's out. Sweener's is open.
For some, like the Harrington family, the thrill of finding gifts on December 24th, an annual tradition.
We feel good because we just completed our shopping, got it all done, feel good about the purchases. We always come to Garden City last minute, but it is colder than usual.
And those frigid temperatures reaching a low of 8 degrees Saturday, likely playing a part in the smaller Christmas Eve turnout, potentially leading some shoppers to instead buy their presents online.
I hope that everybody got gifts. I hope it didn't affect people getting their last minute gifts.
Now, some of the shoppers I spoke with did admit that they planned to come yesterday, but they had to push their plans back a day because of the storm, but they were able to get all the gifts that they wanted to just in time for Christmas. Reporting in Cranston, Yanni Tregellis, ABC6 News.
As Rhode Islanders deck the halls getting ready for Christmas, the Hotel for Homeless Dogs is hoping you'll add one of their furry friends to your holiday festivities.
So we decided that you know, every dog deserves to wake up in a home on Christmas. And so we thought, you know what, why not try to find fosters for the dogs in our care?
Susan Joseph opened the hotel in Cumberland 2 years ago, and her efforts snowballed, helping community members as much as it helps the pups.
They'll be spoiled rotten, and we still have our walking program on Christmas, and we have amazing volunteers that show up and spoil the dogs as much as they can on Christmas Day and Christmas Eve, and so they'll still have a great Christmas even if they're here.
The nonprofit is open 365 days a year. The pooches go on 2 walks a day, have warm beds, tons of treats, and lots of playtime, thanks to Joseph and her team of volunteers. Those volunteers range in age from 18 to 80. They sign up to take the dogs for a walk or a play date.
You can come in whenever you want, pick a dog up for a play date. It can be the shift or it can be the day, whatever's easiest for you. And you can take the dog to either, you know, Bass Pro Shops and Starbucks for a pup latte, or you can take the dog home and watch Netflix and hang out on the couch under a blanket. So we have a lot of great options.
And by the time those pups go on their walks and get some love, they're doggone tired and ready for a nap. Joseph and her small team set to save nearly 400 dogs this year, but more dogs are anxiously waiting for forever homes.
So again, when we started 2 years ago, we didn't realize how quickly we would outgrow our current space.
And while they raise money to expand, the hotel desperately needs more fosters and more adopters. Joseph says their next facility will also have an education space.
We're not stopping the cycle right now. We're just putting a Band-Aid on the cycle. But if we can start educating people about what is going on in our own country, the hope is that 10 years we can stop the cycle.
Now, at the height of that storm, more than 5,000 Rhode Islanders were without electricity on that cold night. As soon as those strong winds died down, crews were able to get downed trees off lines and roadways, and then linemen were able to repair transformers, and electricity was restored. Friday night, strong winds knocking down trees and power lines. The top reported wind gust in the state, 67 miles per hour. That one in Portsmouth. In Rehoboth, a huge tree going through a home there. This was the scene just before 9 o'clock Friday night. 3 children and 2 adults live inside of this home, or did live there. The pregnant mother had to be taken to the hospital for contractions. Thankfully, while the house did sustain significant, extensive damage, no one was hurt. Tonight, a Swansea man behind bars facing more than a dozen charges, arrested for raping a child, along with gun and drug charges. After serving a search warrant, cops arrested 20-year-old Joshua Andrade. Detectives say they found large amounts of drugs, including Oxy and Adderall, along with cash and items they believe are related to a sexual assault. Switching gears, a little reminder before Santa drops off those presents tonight and you unwrap them tomorrow morning. You can recycle all that wrapping paper. The Rhode Island Resource Recovery Corporation sharing tips to keep all that paper out of the landfill. They tell ABC6 News to resist that temptation to bunch up the wrapping paper into balls. Instead, they're asking folks to flatten it so it can be properly sorted at the materials recycling facility. And the ABC6 crew is tracking Santa as he makes his way all around the world. He should be stopping in the Ocean State very soon to deliver presents to all those good girls and boys in Rhode Island. Hopefully, they're already asleep. Merry Christmas.
Christmas Eve in Foxborough, very cold and very gray for most of the day. The Patriots trying to bounce back from the Sin City disaster last weekend and almost pulled off a Christmas miracle. Unfortunately, the Pats didn't get what they wanted for this holiday. We'll save you the trouble of watching through most of the first half. It was dominated by the Bengals, who scored 3 TDs, up 22-0 in the third quarter. But finally, the Pats catch a break. Joe Burrow makes a mistake, throwing his second pick of the day into the arms of the electric Marcus Jones. He takes it back 69 yards for the pick six, cuts the deficit down to 22-6. Then early in the fourth quarter, the Patriots offense finally crosses midfield for the first time and finally puts points on the boards. Mac Jones to Kendrick Bourne. Hard to believe the first TD catch of the season for Bourne makes it a 10-point game, 22-12. Then later in the fourth, Pats facing a 3rd and 29. Mac under pressure, moves around so he can heave it down the field, and New England converts on the unintended hook and ladder. The ball's knocked into the arms of Jacoby Myers for the 48-yard touchdown. Cuts it to 22-18 Cincinnati. 6 minutes to go. Next possession for the Bengals. The defense again comes up with a big play. Matthew Judon strips the ball out of the hands of Jamar Chase. Fumble recovered by Marcus Jones. Pats get the ball back with 3 minutes left. Under 2 to play. Pats at the 5-yard line, trying to push through on 1st and goal, but Ramondre Stevenson fumbles the ball, gets it knocked loose. Cincinnati recovers, and the Pats comeback falls short. Patriots fall on Christmas Eve, 22-18.
Losing alone is kind of sour, but losing a game that you really needed to win in order to, get to where you want to be, that's even more sour.
First of all, no one probably believed that we would come back from 22 points, but we fought and we're right there, right? You score and it's a totally different game. So it's a tough situation. Just got to execute better, falls on me, and do things better.
Stuff ain't been going our way, bro. It ain't been going our way. And sometimes you have games like that, and it seems like we having a season like that. But the one thing we won't do is quit.
So the Pats fall to 7-8 on the season. If there's any hope of a playoff berth left for this team, they got to win their final 2 games of the season. That includes the first game of the 2023 calendar year on New Year's Day, back here against the Dolphins at 1 o'clock. From Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, I'm Nick Coit, ABC6 Sports.
Thank you for watching ABC6. For news and weather anytime, go to abc6.com or download the ABC6 News app.